Is that, Swapan, in a sense, the best case scenario then for the Americans to have someone who is friendly, like Omar Soleiman, backed by the army? Kind of sounds familiar with the Americans.
See, there are two different issues involved. One is the ability of America to leverage their position, where I agree that America's ability to leverage is not that considerable. In any case, after their own sense of beleaguered existence at home, they are not in a position to do that. But there are two American concerns which are very much there. One is the fear that a turbulent Egypt could somehow get links with Iran. That's a paranoid fear as far as they are concerned. And linked to that fear is the fact that if that happens, the security of Israel, which was guaranteed by the Camp David agreement, would be jeopardized. So their best case scenario really lies in facilitating a removal of Mubarak, who has become, who in his person has become the symbol of hate. Exactly. Yeah. And allow a transition to a regime whereby the system broadly remains the same. Not therefore allow a revolutionary upheaval, which will cause, which is what happened in Iran. Iran wasn't, if sort of Shapur Bakhtiar, for example, had managed to stay on in Iran, we would have had a different situation. But the only advantage they have is whereby in Iran there was a definite clergy-led uprising right from the outset.
And here that's not the case.
Here it's not so evident. It's not so evident. The Muslim Brotherhood is a factor. They are the best organized. And I think in today's demonstration, there was far more evidence of their participation than was the case earlier. But at the same time, they are going it very cautiously. They've been under repression for 20, 30 years. They don't want to play their cards. They don't want to force an American overreaction in any way. They don't want to cause Israeli reaction in some way or the other, whatever Israeli can. So the Brotherhood is going in the sort of normal democratic way. But you've seen that
big change in their position in the course of just 5 days.
Whose position?
The American position.
The American position had to change.
They had no choice.
Because as he rightly pointed out, the Americans have always favored a certain degree of liberal democracy in Egypt, believing that this sort of regime, which is too controlled by the military and is autocratic, held by a few families, is untenable. And they felt that American influence could be better sustained through its soft power.
Absolutely.